What's up, preppers? Welcome back to another video, and we're talking about war and the potential knock-on effects for the UK. Now, we've seen minor incursions by Russia with drones into member states of NATO. This could be the prelude to some sort of larger scale war if NATO gets fully involved with this. Now, I'm not saying this is definitely happening. Hopefully it doesn't. Hopefully we have a de-escalation period and we live in peace times. But this is about being prepared if it does happen. Now, it might not directly affect us straight away with things like conscription and other things we've spoke about in the past, but it will affect our day-to-day life. So we're going to look at a few of the things that it could affect going forward. Not to mention, we are now under pressure in the UK to sanction Russia more and stop purchasing anything from them. This is from Donald Trump trying to make sure sanctions go through on all fronts to really try and cripple Russia and force them to the negotiating table. Now, the big one with Russia is, of course, oil and gas. The UK imports a portion of its gas and oil, and Russia is a major global supplier. Even if the UK doesn't heavily rely on Russia at the moment, the knock-on effects and global shortages and sanctions would drive prices up, because where we would usually import it from would either be an increased rate or simply not available. This, of course, has a knock-on effect as well to the electricity. Higher reliance on gas-fired power plants means potential blackouts or rationing of power. I asked an AI engine to analyse the most likely scenario on each of these points and the worst case scenario. So on the energy side, the most likely scenario according to AI is gas and electricity bills rise sharply due to global price spikes. No complete cut-off of electricity, but rolling blackouts could occur in winter. That's the most likely. The worst case scenario, according to the AI engine, is severe gas and oil shortages, rationing of heating, fuel and petrol. Blackouts common, industrial output slows sharply. Grain and cooking oils. Russia and Ukraine are huge exporters of wheat, corn and sunflower oil. A larger scale war would spike shortages and price hikes. Fertilizers as well. Russia is one of the world's top fertilizer producers. Lack of supply could hit farming in the UK, leading to reduced yields and higher food costs. And of course, imported goods, not just fresh fruit and veg, but 50% of what is on our plate comes from Europe. So this could be disrupted, especially if transport and trade are slowed by conflict. According to the AI engine, higher prices on bread, pasta and cooking oil due to grain fertilizer shortages. Fresh fruit and veg from Europe may become more expensive but not disappear. That's the most likely scenario. Worst case scenario, according to the AI engine, bread, flour, pasta, sunflower oil and fertilizer extremely scarce. Rationing reintroduced like World War II style food coupons. Diet shifts heavily to UK grown staples such as potatoes, oats, cabbage and root veg. Russia is a major producer of nickel, aluminium, titanium and palladium, which is essential for aerospace, electronics and automotive industries. Disruptions in chemical supplies for medicines, plastics and manufacturing. Most likely scenario, cars, electronics and appliances more expensive / delayed. Shortages of microchips slow down new phone, laptop and car availability. Worst case scenario, collapse of car and electronic supply chains. Phones, computers, spare parts for machinery extremely scarce. Aerospace and defense industries compete with civilian industries for metals. The UK already has periodic shortages of certain drugs. War would worsen this due to supply chain interruptions. Many parts are globally sourced for medical equipment. Disruptions in metals, semiconductors, or shipping could cause scarcity. Most likely scenario: periodic shortages of certain generic drugs, antibiotics, painkillers, diabetes, heart medicines, etc. Hospitals feel the strain, but the NHS adapts with rationing and substitutions. And the worst case scenario for this is critical shortages of many important medicines. Some treatments, example cancer drugs and insulin, at risk of supply routes breakdown. Medical equipment shortages, including gloves, syringes and surgical tools. Logistics and transport across the country would be affected. Blockades, cyber attacks, destruction of infrastructure could cripple trade routes. With restricted airspace, flights would be rerouted, reducing cargo capacity and raising costs of anything using the service. Everyday consumer stuff would be the rising price of fuel, food and utilities. These would skyrocket. Even basics like bread, milk and heating could face rationing if things escalated badly. The most likely scenario for that is the cost of living crisis worsens with fuel, energy and food inflation. There you go. Queues for petrol could reappear if panic buying kicks in. Worst case scenario for daily life is rationing across food, energy and fuel. Skyrocketing inflation, essentials hard to afford. And cyber attacks would cripple banking, logistics and communications. You can see the need to prepare for something like this, and being preppers, it's just a case of keeping up that same preparedness level that we already do and topping up on them essential supplies like we stay on top of. If you're new to this, it might be no better time to start than now, and you can start prepping for a £5 a week, for £10 a week. You can even prep for free if you look into foraging and you look into make a plan in the first place. It doesn't have to be expensive. According to AI, at the best levels it's at the moment, they are saying most likely scenario is high inflation, intermittent shortages, strained NHS and tough winters. The worst case scenario being the UK reverting to rationing with serious food and medicine scarcity, along with long-term economic damage and of course rolling blackouts, if not complete power cuts for extended periods of time. So even if we take the positive and the most likely scenario from that, it's still a very good reason to prepare, and maybe just a reminder for you seasoned preppers to go and check on the stocks, check on the equipment and test the gear. Thanks for watching another video, guys. Don't forget to hit like, subscribe, all of that wonderful stuff, and I will see you all in the next video. Goodbye.